Hi, it's Hazel. Welcome to my channel. If you are an existing subscriber, thank you for tuning back in. If you have just found me by accident, I hope you find value here and decide to subscribe. This is just going to be a quick video showing you something that I have been working on before I get totally carried away and you know, get it past the point where it might be of interest to anybody. I was thinking about this today. One of the best things about this whole undertaking of the artistic life, paper crafting, junk journal making, book making, is that we're in charge of our own destiny. No one tells us what to do or when to do it. We pick a project and we run with it, or we drop it, or we delay it, or whatever the outcome may be. So I've been working on other things that you've maybe seen in other videos, like the color combo challenge, the haul videos, of course, and I will be doing some soon for the arm's length art hashtag. Anyway, this is something that I started a while ago, and I just wanted to sort of bring you up to speed. Now, I don't know where or when I got this, but I'm willing to bet my bottom dollar that it was, well, it was obviously bought secondhand somewhere, and that I deconstructed an old photo album. It's got that sort of matte black paper. It's got holes. It's got this overlap here. And as I encountered this somewhere here in my studio, I thought, wouldn't that lend itself to a great accordion book? So I started working on it, and I'll show you what I've done so far. I guess I've already learned something, though. If you begin decorating, you might want to leave your front and back panels for last, because this has become a little lumpy bumpy. And you also want to be aware of which will be your front. So this is, okay, so basically that's what we've got so far. But I'll kind of go through page by page. It's not a real flip through, but it's just showing you what I've done. So what I did was and in fact my intention was work out the issues privately and then show you what I have done. Ay. Apparently I haven't worked all the issues out. So obviously for something to be able to be an accordion, it has to be able to, you know, sort of open up smoothly. Excuse me. I remember hearing a YouTuber once say, oh, there must be a certain number of panels. And I think the number was 7 or something. And I thought, well, I don't think that's really real or legit. I think that as long as it stands, it doesn't matter how many panels. Let me do it this way. Maybe I'll get a better feel for it. And then I've had other people say, oh, it's got to be sort of like a W. Anyway, this is what it is. So what I did was I attached all the panels to each other. I then, because black is, you know, pretty strong and dramatic, I covered each page with some vintage book page. And then I began decorating. So by covering the background with paper, I was able to cover all my connections and hopefully strengthen them as well. So this is a piece of, I guess, parchment paper that I had stamped on, and I turned it into a belly band. This is a tag using some washi tape, an old bow that was kicking around, a little tiny charm from something or other, and a bulb pin. So that tucks in there quite nicely. I kind of like that hangs over. This, if you can recognize this, it's the inside of an envelope, a security envelope. So I just used a sticker or a couple of stickers. Actually, there aren't very many black stamps out there. My color theme, as you will see as I go along, just put a sticker and one of these vintage, or not vintage, digital things. I think it's from Which Craft Do You Do, from their shop. I chose to, you know, pretty well stick to black, white, and cream. This was a bow that I had made. So then I open it up. You can see I've got some paper with, you know, that's been, excuse me, patinaed, music paper and just book page, an old dictionary, French dictionary. This one, you can't tell, but these people were actually in a long row, and I had fussy cut around them, and I had this long strip of people, and I thought, excuse me, what am I going to do with that? So I cut the strip in half and made it look like they're sitting one behind the other in a theater or at a show or a venue of some sort. This is, you'll recognize this as being out of an old crochet pattern book. Some vellum sentiment. A problem being, of course, how do you attach it so you don't have, you know, glue marks showing. This, I'd already ruined one. I thought I had, you know, dodged a bullet with the with using a glue stick, but clearly it still shows in some places. So I'll have to strategically put something there to cover it up. Some German book page, an old, I think it was a biography or something a Canadian had written. And then this was originally, I wanted this to be my front page, but I got discombobulated and started decorating this. So clearly this bulkier one should be at the top rather than the bottom. This is not complete. It will be a lot flatter. I then continued on with some, I think this is Tim Holtz tissue, dye that I had gotten in a bag of, you know, odds and ends. Something else from a crochet pattern. Added on one of these one of these ribbons and something in her hair. This side, these are digitals that I printed on cardstock, and I used these, I think they might have been, no, I think I cut them that way. Used some stickers to decorate these tags. I used a couple of sentiments, and this, oh, I see I need to do some repair. This page is essentially complete. This is out of a really old ledger type book that I have. French dictionary, German book page, and so on and so on. So before I carry on much further with this, I just wanted to show you some of the things that I've assembled here on a tray to kind of hold all together. I intend to use these punches because I realized that something would work better if I made it a little bit smaller than it is. I'll just pull this in a bit. This is a bit of hodgepodge at this point, but quite often I forget to use washi tape or even consider it. So just now I pulled out a bunch of rolls that I thought could possibly work, you know, depending on the page. So washi tape. These are some labels and stamps that I had printed on an old Sears catalog office order form. So now if I were to use that, that might be a bit white, so it might need some toning down. But that's a judgment call to be made at the time. This is more tissue. May need that somewhere. I don't know what this stuff is. I bought it thinking that it would be a good alternative to the more expensive, tissue like this. I think in the box, it came in a little box about 6 inches wide, and I think it even had a cutter attached to it, like you get on aluminum foil or saran wrap or those kinds of kitchen things, papers. Anyway, I think the box said release paper. It's almost impossible to make this stuff stick to anything. So I guess that was probably false economy, thinking I was saving some money there. Got these kinds of stickers that, again, with some strategically placed ink could probably look all right. I've got all these rulers and tape measures that I've fussy cut and should be using. I have this cute little pad of well, they're not stickers. Oh, what do you call these things? You know what I mean. We'll leave it at that. You know what I mean. This is actually a piece of bookbinding thread that came out of a 100-year-old book that I just took apart. I have some, I thought I had more than one here. These cute little, well, not really snippety things, but these cute little things that could maybe decorate a page, providing it doesn't get too bulky. I bought a bunch of, a grab bag of fabric that had quilting pieces in it, and several of them are this hexagon shape, or is that an octagon? Hexagon shape. And this, I'm thinking the colors would work, so that might get used. Oh, this was something I started to work on a while ago. It just needs to be glued. I have a bunch of these coat check things, so that color palette is right. This is more of the stuff that I've torn out of a crochet pattern book, so there's that. Obviously, a lot of the coloring books or coloring pads have the theme that I'm working with here. I will be doing this little fabric sampler. I've got some of these that were punch outs from something. They're quite glossy, but I did ink them to knock back the color. Itty bitty pieces of fabric, more papers that are kind of in that color scheme, more security envelopes, more labels, flowers, dictionary page. Oh, okay, this is going to turn into a belly band. What else have I got here? Some borders. This came, or I guess it's a sticker, would have come with scrapbooking, a scrapbook pad. More of these kind of little gray toned, cute little flowers, some bows that may work. I'm not even sure where I got this. It's some sort of, it's like a fabric patch that you would glue or sew on to, well, I guess you glue and then sew onto a piece of clothing. Itty bitty pieces of paper. These die cuts, I don't know where I got them. Again, I think it was a grab bag of craft supplies. And then all of these pieces of, I guess it's all vellum basically, pieces that I have stamped and, stamped and then very immediately forgot about. So I'm determined to use some of those. And basically, I think that's just about all I wanted to say today. I will get this project a little further along. And my intention when I first started it, oh, I lost it now, was to put it together, make sure I had worked out the bugs, and then maybe do a page or two extra in front of you. Now, since I've put the backing on and have begun decorating, that seems like kind of a poorly thought out plan. So that may not happen. But maybe what I'll continue to do is continue decorating this, get a few more pages covered, and then actually in another video attach a few of these together in preparation for a second one. And in fact, I've got quite a few here. I could do probably several more. Just for the heck of it, let's me count this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Well, I shouldn't do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've got 7 pieces here, 7 panels times 2. So I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So maybe I can add. Anyway, I have obviously plenty more, so I will start another one. I mean, I will do the next one, the start of the next one on camera, in case you have something similar at home to work with, or are interested in substituting some other type of paper. I know that the larger sized, these black, these black old-fashioned photo albums are really quite plentiful, quite often in the secondhand stores. But of course, they would, unless you were doing something gigantic and reinforce the papers, they would need to be smaller. I just thought this was kind of a cool size. I can see it being, displayed open on a bookcase or something like that. Oh, I also have this little pad of paper here that came from Dollarama, I think, or maybe Dollar Tree. I don't know. Anyway, one of those. And it's got, obviously, 100 pages, less whatever I've used, off grays, blacks. So, that's also a good thing to create a base layer of color. Anyway, I will stop there. I will see you in the next video. I'm trying to think what is scheduled to appear next. Anyway, I shouldn't get into that because who knows? With the miracle of scheduling, this may be totally out of order. Thank you for joining me. Stay safe, keep crafting, and remember, you're in charge of your own destiny. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and however you want. Who could ask for more than that? Thanks. Bye-bye.